Ever feel like you're stuck in a weight loss rut? Tried all the fad diets, nothing seems to work.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in those quick fix promises.
It really is. But today we're ditching the fads and getting down to basics.
Basics.
Well, kind of. We're doing a deep dive on exercise, but not just any exercise.
We're talking about the exercises that actually get results, the ones backed by science.
Exactly. And we've got this Healthline article here. It breaks down the top 8 exercises for weight loss. So if you're ready to transform your body and maybe even add a few years to your life, this one's for you.
Absolutely. We're going to break down the calorie burn of each exercise,
The study results.
even some really interesting facts. But most importantly, we'll help you figure out how to actually use this information.
Love it. So first up, let's talk about walking. I mean, it seems so simple, but the article says a 140-pound person burns about 7.6 calories per minute just walking.
It's a great starting point, especially if you're new to exercise. And it's not just about casual strolls either. There was this 12-week study, and women who walked for like 50, 70 minutes 3 times a week, they saw a huge difference in their body fat and waist circumference.
Wow, so those daily steps really do add up. But what about when you're ready to kick it up a notch? What about jogging or running?
Oh, definitely gets your heart rate going. You're looking at burning between 10.8 and 13.2 calories per minute for a 140-pound person just jogging.
Okay, that's a pretty serious calorie burn.
Yeah.
But is there something, I don't know, is running especially good for weight loss for other reasons?
Well, one of the things about jogging and running is that it's really effective at burning visceral fat.
Visceral fat. What's that?
You know, the fat that builds up around your organs?
Oh, that visceral fat. So like belly fat then.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just about how it looks. Visceral fat is actually linked to a lot of chronic diseases.
Okay, so running can help us fight off that belly fat and maybe even lower the risk of some health problems. That's a win-win. But running isn't for everyone. What about cycling?
Cycling is great. It's low impact, so it's easier on your joints. And, studies have shown that people who cycle regularly are in better shape overall and have a lower risk of heart disease, even cancer.
Wait, hold on. Cycling can help you live longer? That's amazing. But how's the calorie burn? Does it compare to running?
Well, it depends on how fast you're going, how intense your workout is, but you can burn a good amount of calories. A 140-pound person, they'd burn about 6.4 calories each minute just cycling at a moderate pace.
That's not bad. Okay, I got to ask about weight training. I'll admit, it's always seemed a little intimidating to me. Do you really need to do it for weight loss?
Weight training is super effective, and you don't necessarily need a gym. And it's not even just about the calories you burn during the workout, though it's about the same as walking, like 7.6 to 9.8 calories a minute. It's what happens afterwards that's really interesting.
What do you mean? What happens after you lift weights?
Weight training, it increases your resting metabolic rate.
Okay. In English, what's resting metabolic rate?
Oh, sorry. It's basically how many calories your body burns just doing nothing at rest. So weight training, it gives your metabolism this boost, so you're burning more calories even when you're not working out.
You mean I can burn calories while watching TV? Sign me up. But seriously, how much of a difference are we talking here?
Studies have shown it can increase your resting metabolic rate by up to 9%, which translates to burning maybe 125 to 140 extra calories per day.
That's awesome. And the article said that this calorie burning effect lasts for hours after a weight training session.
Yep. Your body's working hard to repair and rebuild those muscles, and that takes energy, which means you're burning more calories. Way more effective than just aerobic exercise alone.
Okay, I'm sold. Weight training it is.
Yeah.
But let's be real for a second. Not everyone has time for a full weightlifting session every day. What about those of us who are, a little short on time? Any quick and effective options?
That's where interval training comes in, or HII, as it's usually called. You're basically alternating between these short bursts of intense exercise and then short recovery periods. It's all about efficiency.
I've heard of HII key workouts, but do they really live up to the hype?
Oh, they do. There was this one study that found that HII can burn up to 25 to 30% more calories per minute than other exercises.
Wow. So it's like the fast track to calorie burning then. What makes it so effective?
It's that combo of going all out and then having those short breaks that really kickstarts your metabolism and just torches calories. And here's a bonus. HII is really good at burning that stubborn belly fat.
All right, I'm listening. Give me an example of a HII workout.
Okay, so say you're on a stationary bike. You're going to pedal as hard as you can for 30 seconds, then slow down to a comfortable pace for a minute or two. You just repeat that cycle for 10 to 30 minutes and bam, HIIT workout.
Sounds intense, but I like that it can be adapted for different fitness levels.
Yeah.
Now let's talk swimming. I've always loved swimming. It just feels so good. Is it a good calorie burner, though?
Swimming is fantastic. A 140-pound person can burn around 9 calories a minute just swimming at a moderate pace.
Really? That's pretty impressive. Plus, it's super easy on your joints, right? Makes it a good option for pretty much anyone.
Absolutely. And it's a full body workout. You're using so many different muscle groups. But here's something interesting. The type of stroke you do actually affects how many calories you burn.
No way. Really? Which one burns the most?
Breaststroke takes the cake on that one, then butterfly, backstroke, and then freestyle.
Good to know. I'll have to incorporate some breaststroke into my routine.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked about some pretty high energy exercises. Let's switch gears a bit and lose about something a little more, well, calm. Yoga. Do you think yoga can really help with weight loss?
Yoga's definitely got a lot to offer, and yeah, it can play a role in weight management. It might not burn as many calories as, say, running or HIIT, but it helps in different ways.
Okay, how so? If it's not all about the calorie burn, how does yoga help with weight loss?
Yoga is amazing for stress management. It teaches you to be more mindful, and we all know that when we're stressed, we tend to make, shall we say, not so healthy food choices.
So true. When I'm stressed, all I want is comfort food. So you're saying yoga can help us manage those cravings?
Exactly. And there's actual research to back this up. One study found that women who did yoga twice a week had a greater reduction in waist circumference than those who didn't.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Okay, last but not least, let's talk Pilates. It's great for your core, right? But can it help you lose weight?
Pilates is awesome for building lean muscle, and that's key for boosting your metabolism. And a higher metabolism means you burn more calories throughout the day.
Makes sense. So how many calories are we talking about burning in a Pilates class?
Well, a 140-pound person could easily burn over 100 calories in just a 30-minute beginner's Pilates class. And if you're doing a more advanced class, you'll burn even more.
That's a lot more than I would have guessed. I've also heard Pilates is good for back pain. Is that true?
Yeah, studies show it can really help. Plus, it improves your strength, balance, flexibility. It's really a great all-around workout.
It sounds like it. But before we get too excited about all these amazing exercises, we should probably talk about realistic expectations.
Oh, for sure. People set these crazy goals, and it's just not realistic or healthy.
So how much weight can someone actually expect to lose from exercise alone?
Well, it varies a lot depending on the person, their current weight, age, diet, all sorts of factors. But a good rule of thumb is to aim for 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss per week. That's generally considered healthy and sustainable.
That makes sense. It's
Wow.
about making those gradual changes that you can actually maintain long term. And that reminds me, the article mentioned something about the dangers of losing weight too quickly, like crash dieting and stuff.
Yeah, people don't realize that losing weight too fast can actually backfire. You can end up losing muscle mass, not just fat, which you don't want.
Wow, I didn't realize that. So it's really not worth it to try to rush the process.
Definitely not. It's important to remember that this is a journey, not a race.
Well said. It's about making healthy choices that you can stick with for the long haul.
It's about creating healthy habits that last. That's the real key to success.
Exactly. So looking back at all these exercises, what would you say is the best one for someone who's just starting their weight loss journey?
That's a tough one. It really depends on the person, their fitness level, But for someone who's brand new to exercise, I always recommend walking.
Walking. Seriously. It just seems so basic.
But it works. Remember that study we talked about? Those women saw a big difference just from walking a few times a week. It's a great way to ease into things.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal of walking. It's easy, you can do it anywhere. But what about someone who's already pretty active and wants to step it up a notch? What would you recommend for them?
If you're ready for a challenge, weight training is where it's at. It really fires up your metabolism. Plus, you build lean muscle mass and muscle burns more calories, even when you're not working out.
I gotta admit, I'm still a little intimidated by weight training. Any tips for a newbie?
Start slow. Focus on good form. Don't try to lift too heavy too soon. There are tons of resources online, apps that can guide you, show you the proper techniques.
True. Or you could even work with a trainer, right?
Definitely.
Flip that into that.
Especially if you're new to it, a trainer can make sure you're doing everything right.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So what about yoga and Pilates? They seem to have a different vibe, more focused on the mind-body connection.
They're both amazing. They can definitely be part of a weight loss journey. Yoga is incredible for managing stress, being more present. And Pilates is a powerhouse for strengthening your core, improving your posture.
Yeah, it seems like they offer a more holistic approach to fitness and well-being.
Yeah.
But there are just so many choices. How do you know which exercise is right for you?
Honestly, the best exercise is the one you actually enjoy doing. Because if you don't like it, you're not going to stick with it.
So true. If you hate running, don't force yourself to run.
Right. Maybe you love dancing or hiking or swimming. Find what lights you up and makes you want to move.
I love that. It's about making exercise fun, not a chore. But speaking of challenges, I know a lot of people struggle with finding the time to exercise. What's your advice for busy people?
It comes down to prioritizing and being creative. You don't need to spend hours at the gym every day. Even short bursts of activity can make a big difference.
You mean like taking the stairs instead of the elevator?
Yeah.
Or parking further away from the store?
Exactly. Those little things add up, and consistency is so important. Doing 15 minutes of exercise every day is way better than trying to squeeze in a long workout once a week and then feeling burnt out.
That's a great point. It's about making it a habit, something you do regularly, not this big, overwhelming thing. Now, what about listening to your body? I hear that a lot, but what does it actually mean when it comes to exercise?
Pay attention to the signals your body's sending you. If you're feeling pain, stop, rest, don't push through it. Exercise should challenge you, not injure you.
That's good advice. It's so easy to get caught up in that no pain, no gain mentality and overdo it.
Rest is just as important as exercise. Give your body time to recover, to rebuild stronger.
Okay, so we've talked about finding an exercise you enjoy, being consistent, listening to your body. But what about the mental side of things? How does exercise affect our mental health?
The mind-body connection is so powerful. Exercise can be a game changer for your mental health. It releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals in your brain.
So it's like a natural mood booster.
It is. Plus, it can reduce stress, improve your sleep, and help with anxiety and even depression.
Wow, I didn't realize exercise had that much impact on our mental well-being.
It's truly incredible, and these benefits, they're for everyone, no matter your fitness level. Even a short walk can make you feel better mentally and emotionally.
That's so good to hear. But I gotta be honest, staying motivated to exercise can be tough. Do you have any tips for staying on track and avoiding those workout slumps?
Finding a workout buddy can be a game changer. You can keep each other accountable and make it more fun. Setting realistic goals is huge, too. And don't forget to celebrate your achievements no matter how small they seem.
Those are great tips. It's so easy to get discouraged, especially when you don't see results right away.
Right, but it's important to remember that setbacks are normal. Everyone goes through them. It's about progress, not perfection.
Love that. So, big picture, it's about finding a sustainable approach to exercise, something you enjoy and can stick with long term.
Exactly. And focusing on feeling good, both physically and mentally. That's what it's all about.
Well said. This has been such an eye-opening conversation. We've learned so much about the different types of exercise,
The benefits, the challenges.
the importance of finding what works for you.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you. Remember, exercise is a gift, an investment in yourself.
Beautifully said. But before we wrap up, I want to go back to something we touched on earlier about the dangers of losing weight too quickly. We talked about the physical risks, but what about the psychological impact?
Ah, yes, that's a crucial point. When we obsess over the number on the scale, try to lose weight as fast as possible, it can create an unhealthy mindset.
So it's not just about how fast you lose weight, but the way you approach it.
Exactly. It's about having a healthy and balanced perspective, focusing on overall well-being, not just a smaller dress size.
That's a really important message.
Yeah.
So out of all the 8 exercises we've discussed, which one would you say is the most effective for weight loss?
It's hard to pick just one. They all have their own unique benefits and can be really effective if you incorporate them into your routine.
Fair enough. But if you had to choose a favorite, which one would it be?
I'd probably go with weight training. It just has the most bang for your buck. It really amps up your metabolism and changes your body composition in a lasting way.
Makes sense. Building muscle seems like a really smart strategy for long-term weight management. But what about those who just aren't into traditional exercise? Are there any other options for them to get moving and maybe shed a few pounds?
Oh, absolutely. There are tons of ways to be active without feeling like you're working out. Dancing, hiking, swimming, even gardening or playing with your kids, it all counts.
I love that. It's about finding movement that brings you joy and fits into your life naturally.
Exactly. And don't forget those everyday activities. Taking the stairs instead of the elevator, walking the dog, doing some chores around the house, it all adds up.
So true. It's about making conscious choices to move your body throughout the day. Now, before we wrap up, any last words of wisdom for our listeners who are ready to embark on their weight loss journey?
Set realistic goals. Start small. Be patient. Don't get discouraged if you hit a roadblock. Just keep moving and celebrate every victory along the way.
I love that. It's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Absolutely.
Well, this has been an incredibly inspiring conversation. We've learned so much about the power of exercise,
The science, the strategies.
and most importantly, the importance of finding an approach that works for you.
It's been a pleasure sharing this journey with you.
But before we sign off, I have one final question for our listeners. We've explored all these amazing exercises. We've talked about the benefits, the challenges, and the importance of finding what makes you tick. Now, the real question is,
What will you choose?
out of all the exercises we talked about today, which one are you going to try? Which one will you make a part of your life?
It's really about what works for you, what feels right for your body and your lifestyle.
Exactly. Do you love being outside? Maybe hiking or trail running is your thing?
Or if you love the energy of a group, maybe a Zumba class or spin class is more your style.
And if you're more of a homebody, there's always yoga, Pilates, or those online workout videos.
The options are endless, really.
They really are. And that's what I love about this. It's not about finding the perfect exercise. It's about finding what you enjoy.
What gets you moving and makes you feel good.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
It really is. So go out there, explore your options, and find your movement match.
This has been such a fun conversation. I feel so inspired to get moving.
Me too. And remember, exercise is a gift you give to yourself.
Absolutely. It's an investment in your health, your well-being, your future.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And to all our listeners out there, we're cheering you on.
Every step of the way.
So lace up those sneakers, grab your yoga mat, or jump in that pool.
And let's get moving.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive on exercise and weight loss.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive into the world of health and wellness.